All right, so I wanted to make a short, quick update, and this is the reason why y'all haven't really seen much of the car lately. But so I've done some digging on, well, not digging, but more or less like thought of how this happened in the first place. Because I took the car apart and like everything's cut up, so that's cut up. That's all washed, ready to get painted, and the one in the back, the G1, has to get cut up a little bit more, but not much. And I'll come over there and I'll show you guys in a sec, but this is all scrap. But I wanted to show y'all, so this is the damage that was done. The actual damage, that was a little creepy. And then this has to be straightened out. I've already straightened this one out. It wasn't much, but I've straightened it out. Fender's on, pretty flush. But this isn't hard to fix, so we will fix, like, straighten out most of this. We're going to chop a lot of this off, probably chop this line and try to straighten some of this out. Chop basically off right here and down. That way we could still utilize this fender well, and I could still use, like, the factory holes for the wiring harness and stuff to come through. We will have to fix and straighten up that floor pan. But one thing, and this is what I was gonna get at, is I think I figured out what the problem is. So this hole right here is where the steering shaft come through. There is right up in there, right there. Well, so I guess it's not. So I thought, here recently I thought that bolt had came loose, because I've had it done once before, and then that had just came off. But I guess it does verify that this was the problem. This was the culprit, as it broke right there. And yeah, but it's been cold lately. I don't like working in the cold. That's why I haven't got it done. I'll come over here and show you guys what we're gonna do with this. So this is what I'm using, for those who don't know, but this is going to be the new front end for the car. And essentially what I'm going to do is, let me hop up here. I had to clean all this because I got to get it painted. But like over here, I'll hold this one way. So what I'm going to do is, like, that line right there, let me try to get a little closer. All right, so right about in this line right here, I'm gonna chop it off. That way we can still keep a lot of these factory mounts for some of this stuff for the structural rigidity. But gonna lop it off, box it in, and then I was gonna lop it off right here and make a sway bar mount, but that kind of seems intuitive, so I'm just gonna lop it off right here, cap the end, and run a tube straight through. And then from that, we will connect into this part of the frame here. So this tube that comes up, we will connect in. We'll cut this out right here, this factory Altima stuff, connect in right there, and then run it up like a factory frame rail, and then connect it into that G frame. So yeah, so not really too much left as to get this thing prepped and readied. I just have to gut the car out. And I've had a few other projects, like wanting to maybe ask you guys, see what y'all thought about some of the projects. But I'm working on this. It is, I'm sure y'all have seen it in the background quite a few times on some of my videos. But it's an old Chevy square body. Or it's a K series because it's full drive. I did a rear axle swap out of a newer Chevrolet, and yeah, that way I had disc brakes. I've got to do some work to it, like shim the rear end, stuff like that, small things, get new U-bolts, all that stuff. But this is one thing that I want to work on. I've just got to get it finished up, get all the brake lines and stuff hooked up. And then the other project The other project is this. I bought this a little over a year ago. It was bone stock. I put a 6-inch rough country lift on it. Some billet adjustable control arms, wheels, some spacers, side steps, traction bars, stuff like that, you know, the basics on a truck. And what I plan on doing with it is doing like a long travel kit with it. So if y'all want to see some of the work with this or that truck, or of course you'll see the work with the Altima, but let me know, because the plan with this is to get an a air locker for the rear end, because it's a sport, it didn't come with one. Long travel suspension in the front and better shocks for the rear. Let's see here, it'll get wide body fenders. Trying to think. And then a motor swap. There's a motor swap that I want to do, that I want to try and see if that it'll work. It's to take a 4-liter, strip it down entirely to the bare block, and then go buy, preferably, a IS 350 3.5, and strip it down, yank the heads off, and then take the heads from the 350 and put it on the 4-liter. So doing like a hybrid build for those like B series Honda guys, you know what I'm talking about. But if you guys want to see this or that truck, because I haven't really documented this stuff because I didn't think you guys would think it'd be interesting, but if y'all do, let me know. And then hopefully here soon I will get that put up and get the front end start mocked up and put on.